Welcome back to my channel. Today I will be rating Luke Skywalker from Episode 4.
Luke's just not a farmer, Owen. He has too much of his father in him.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Luke Skywalker was born on Polis Mesa, located in a dense asteroid field in 19 BBY, meaning that when we see him in Episode 4, he is 19 years old. When we first see him with Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, his allegiance is neutral, but I classified him as a rebel from the moment he spoke these words to Obi-Wan.
I want to come with you to Alder. There's nothing for me here now. I want to learn the ways of the Force and become a Jedi like my father.
For simplicity, I have given every Episode 4 Luke Skywalker the allegiance of Rebel Alliance. A version of Luke from Episode 4 has appeared in 32 sets to date, with the majority of sets being land speeders, X-Wings, and Death Star related sets. He first appeared in 2 LEGO sets back in 1999 and has continued to make appearances almost every year since. An Episode 4 version of Luke Skywalker has shown up in 21 different years of LEGO Star Wars' lineup, with only a few exceptions. The only years without an Episode 4 Luke were 2001, 03, 05, 06, 2013, and 2015. There has been 19 significant variants of Luke from this movie. A few of these have a couple SW numbers underneath to account for practically the exact same minifigure, except for a very small difference, such as a white pupil on the eye or not. All 4 outfits that Luke wears in the film have been made, being his farm boy outfit, his stormtrooper disguise, his pilot uniform, and his celebration attire. Like my prior videos, my ratings are broken down into 4 internal traits based on the movie and 3 external traits based on the LEGO minifigure. For his skill, Luke had very little experience in physical combat and was even bullied in the cantina. He was shown to be adept with the blaster, but wasn't proficient since he lacked training. His expertise was in piloting. Although he did not have much experience in piloting starfighters, he was shown to be as skilled as other X-Wing pilots in Red Squadron at this time. I'll let Big sum it up.
You sure you can handle this ship?
Sir, Luke is the best bush pilot in the Outer Rim territories.
You'll do all right.
Thank you, sir. I'll try.
For these reasons, I give him a skill of 14 out of 50. For knowledge, Luke was pretty isolated from the galaxy, growing up on a moisture farm on Tatooine. There were many things he didn't know, such as even what a lightsaber is. His personal skills were not refined, as seen by his time in the cantina, and his combat knowledge was limited since he was even ambushed by Tusken Raiders. Overall, I feel like Luke was slightly more skilled at this time than intellectual. So for these reasons, I give him a knowledge rating of 12. For the Force rating, Luke was at the very beginning of his Jedi training, only really showing his affinity for the Force when he practiced against the training remote on the Millennium Falcon and then firing the proton torpedo into the Death Star. For these reasons, I give him the lowest Force rating of 1 out of 10. As far as leadership is concerned, Luke had no leadership experience for most of the movie until the very end when he led the 3rd and final attack run on the Death Star, instructing Biggs and Wedge as his wingmen on their trench run. This small show of leadership isn't significant enough for me to reward any points of leadership. So these 4 ratings combine for a total internal rating of 27. The first of the external ratings is the armor category. There are a few versions of Luke with armor, the most notable being the versions where he is wearing stormtrooper armor. The figure on the left is Luke in stormtrooper disguise with a helmet on. The first 2 Death Star builds come with an extra helmet to give Luke and Han to wear, but the last trash compactor set did not come with the helmet. If he does have a helmet on, I give him a +1 rating for a helmet and a +1 for chest armor and +1 for leg armor if there's leg printing. Let's look at a couple examples. The example on the left is Luke without a helmet. He just has chest and leg armor, so his armor rating is 2. The one on the right just has a helmet, so his armor rating is 1. For gear rating, Luke comes with the utility belt only on one version, that being the Death Star Escape. I know this is supposed to be the same utility belt that he wears as a stormtrooper, but I'm not counting those since they're just printed on, and like I've said before in my videos, I don't count pouches or pockets on a minifigure if they're printed because they could be empty. In this case, this is an extra piece that represents this, and the set comes with a grapple line, so I'm giving it a gear rating of 0.5. The only other version of Luke that comes with gear is Pilot Luke. Every version of Pilot Luke comes equipped with the life support unit. I give a +1 to gear for this. Before we get into the last category, being the weapons, let's establish the different classes of Luke. To determine the class, we take the internal rating added to each combination of armor and gear we have in a minifigure. Class A Luke is newer Stormtrooper versions with a helmet. He has a +3 to armor, giving him a power rating of 30. Class B has an armor rating of 2, giving him a power of 29. Class C has 1 armor and 1 gear, giving him also a power of 29. Class D has just 1 armor rating with a power of 28. Class E has just 1 gear rating with the power of 28. And Class F doesn't have armor or gear rating and comes in at a power of 27. The final category is the weapons category. Luke's Episode 4 variants have come with 4 different weapons/tools. Those being a blaster, blaster rifle, macro binocular, and lightsaber. To determine the total minifigure power, we add the class power with the weapons power. The first example is a Class B Luke with a blaster, coming in at a total power of 30. The second example is Class C Luke with the lightsaber, giving a total power of 32. The third example is Class D Luke with the lightsaber, giving a total power of 31. And the last example is a Class F Luke with macro binoculars, giving a total power of 27.25. If we look at my collection, I have 0 Class A's, 1 Class B, 5 Class C's, 2 Class D's, each with a different weapon, 0 Class E's, and 11 Class F's. I have 4 different weapon combinations for my Class F Lukes. Altogether, my Episode 4 Lukes brings 565.5 power to my collection. This makes my Rebel Alliance faction the second biggest so far. My total character power is now 1,562. Let me know in the comment section how many Episode 4 Luke Skywalkers you have in your collection and what your total character power is so far. Check out my website at lukebrickwalker.com to quickly reference all my ratings so far. If you have any questions about my rankings, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you.